Hello everybody, Keith here again. I am going to do my in bloom towards the end of the month video today. I'm going to start with one that pleases me more than I can possibly say, because it's one that I still can't really believe is doing as well as it is. This is my Masdevallia. It came as Patricia Hill. I've been told it possibly isn't, but I've no idea. That's what it came as. But the first group of flower spikes, there were 3, have finished blooming and I've cut them off. But now I've got 6 that are either in bloom or almost in bloom. I've found 2 more that are already progressing, and I've still got 1 or 2 new growths coming. So I really can't believe that I've managed to keep a Masdevallia like this. I'm sorry if you're hearing any background noise. That's because it's got quite warm in here again this afternoon, so I've got to open the windows. So yeah, this has exceeded my wildest dreams. I'm not really sure what I'm doing to get it to do this, but I'm going to carry on doing whatever it is I'm doing. Now we'll move on to the stalwarts. This is, of course, Dendrobium Noble E type Spring Dream. Obviously an out of season blooming, but I haven't done anything to induce that. It's just coming to flower all on its own. It's been out for more than a month. It was in last month's video, and the flowers are beginning to go over, so it won't be around next month. I'm absolutely sure of that. It's grown extremely well. We've got 1 big new cane near me, and 2 more that haven't terminated yet. So I think this is going to flower really nicely come next year. I'll try and get this back without knocking anything else off. I had a disaster the other day when something fell off and took a load of plants with it. Another one that's been out for a while but is rapidly going over. This is Sarnook, Dendrobium Phalaenopsis type tile in black, something that no camera ever gets the colours right for. It's extremely dark. Hasn't done very well for the last year or so. It was in compost that it didn't like. Since I've put it in some fresh bark, it's done much better. We've got a nice new growth that's still coming on, and it's still growing. It's possibly a little bit late. It might not be as big as it could be, but very well may not be as big as this one. But it's already of a similar size to the one that's flowered. This is a very old cane that's flowered. So I think as far as that goes, we've got some nice new roots running all over everywhere. So that one, I hope, has turned itself around. Zygopetalum Mariposa Foyo with those 3 narrow petal sepals, whichever, I don't know. And the wings pulled right back and the lip out. It's a lovely orchid, is this one. doing what it always does. It's into about a 6-week cycle, something like 6 or 8 week cycle, where it blooms for about 2 weeks and then drops to flower. Then I wait a month or so and then it flowers again. It's obviously very happy where it is. We've got roots right the way through the bottom, which I didn't expect to see, and I picked it up the other day and spotted those. We've had at least three new growths that I know about this year, one which is still forming, so this is doing well. If only I could get it to put another spike up, I'd be absolutely in seventh heaven, but while it's keeping going, I'll just enjoy it as it is. An old favourite, to be sure. This is what I bought as Leodoro, but I don't think it is because it isn't scented, which it's supposed to be. But this is a Phalaenopsis which has done next to nothing for quite a while. It's put this spike up and it chucked a few bloods out every now and then. We've had very few new roots, we've had very few new leaves, and all of a sudden, since I started using CalMag, we've got a new leaf, we've got some lovely new roots which is really pulling moisture into the plant. One of the old spikes has died off, because this is one where you don't cut them off until they turn brown, but one of them did, so I managed to cut that off. That's been kicking about for a very long time, but only a couple of flowers. One of them's only opened yesterday, I think, but nevertheless I'm not so much worried about the flowers, but I'm pleased to death to see that, because it's the first one for quite some time. So that's a plant which is definitely on the mend. I think it was just exhausted, perhaps, just wasn't being fed well enough. This one, the one that somebody on Roger's Orchids identified as Fuller's Sunset Golden Sun. Well, I've had a few years now. As you will see from the leaves, that's one of the old leaves. The next leaf was very small. This leaf was bigger. We've now got a new leaf. We've got happy sap all over this one. We've got lots of roots. They're growing, they're extending, they're not all going down into the pot, but the ones that are in the pot are pulling a lot of moisture in. So this is another one that's doing better since I started using CalMag. I know that this one is one that exhausted itself. That's why you've got these little tiny leaves. I've said it before many times that this one had one of those seasons where it just never stopped flowering, and every time a spike finished it pushed another one up, and I was absolutely delighted, but obviously wasn't feeding it well enough. And after it finally finished flowering, it just collapsed, and I struggled to pull it round. It has come round a lot now, and again it's on its way back. The last leaf it grew, which is this one, was considerably bigger than the previous one. This one now is coming, so again another Phalaenopsis that's on the mend. One which isn't putting leaves up, but it is putting roots out. This is of course Mini Mark. It seems quite happy. We've got lots of growing tips. The roots are diving down into the bark, so I'm keeping my fingers very firmly crossed that this is going to start putting leaves out before very much longer, but this spike keeps going, but it's doing okay, so I'm just waiting for some more leaves. This one flowered earlier this year. It's a Noid Mini. I repotted it early April this year. It's already flowered once, finished, and it's pushed out this spike, and the thing I've never seen before is it's actually branched. Where are we? It's actually branched before the main spike had flowered, but I'm always pleased to see this one. It's such a pretty little flower, and as I say, it's a Noid, growing a new leaf, lots of good roots, so this is obviously a happy little bunny. Pink Twilight still carrying on. The spike has finished blooming on this branch, but like I say, we've got new roots coming like that. We've got a big new leaf coming, one that's clearly going to be a big one because it's very broad. So I think, thanks to CalMag, certainly all my phals are picking up and doing a great deal better. This is the Noid Voils taquiara. It had 3 spikes when I got it. One's long gone. This one is obviously finished. I'll take those flowers off and I'll take the spike away after this. And this one opened its last bud. It was quite interesting. The bud hung on for a long time before it finally decided to open, only a few days ago, and yet this one is well on its way out. So things are beginning to finish for that, and once it's done that, I'm going to have it out of this pot, out of this peaty stuff, and I'll get it into some bark, possibly bark and moss, but certainly I'm going to get it repotted, and hopefully get that to rebloom. The last little flourish of Phalaenopsis equestris on its second spike. The cake it grew at the end of the first spike is doing quite nicely. We've got lots of roots and a new leaf coming. Yet again, we've got a cakey. I was warned that equestris is very prone to this, but as it's a pretty little plant, that's fine by me. I don't mind that. And if it's something that I can sell or swap, well, so much the better, because it hasn't cost me anything. It is a very pretty little plant. Grows exactly like any other Phalaenopsis, although it's a species, it's not difficult. Which is exactly what Sarah at Burnham said to me when I bought it. Once it's got its roots underneath it and it's established, just treat it like any other Phalaenopsis, it'll be fine. And that is exactly what proves to be the case. And finally, for this month, my Zygopetalum. And I need to come back here with it because it's such a big lump. This spike, which I've left on just to show you, that one's finished very clearly. I'll take that off very soon. But we've now got 2 more spikes that are coming into flower, and I've never had that before. But as if that wasn't enough, we've got 3 more down here. So what this thing likes as much as it clearly does, I don't know. This just sits on a southwest facing windowsill upstairs, and it's obviously as happy as it possibly could be. We've got yet another new growth coming. Lots of roots, so an unusual zygote. I do like it. I know some people don't, they find it a bit wishy-washy, but I wanted something that wasn't the normal colours, and that's what this obviously is. But it's doing remarkably well, isn't it? So anyway, that's it for August 2021. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it interesting. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.